Alright, hello everybody. So you have TSB and Bus Driver here,
Hello.
and we are here to bring you The Division on the eve of the second open beta. Now it's really going to be open for everybody. So we're talking Pacific 4 PS4. It opens up Friday, February 19th in just a few hours. 7 a.m. on East Coast, 4 a.m. out here on the West. And it will go till Monday, 7 a.m. on the East Coast, 4 a.m. on the West Coast. Looking forward to it. Going to be a fun weekend. So, we have our first impressions. Bus Driver has got a lot more experience than I. Got some questions for him to kind of share our thoughts on the game and get some first impressions. He's played a lot more of this type of game. So, Driver, give us an overview of this type of game. I'm used to a normal first-person shooter. This is taking a little bit more time to take people down. What's going on?
I've got like the elements of an RPG MMO here. It seems like they've have a similar like leveling system to almost like Destiny. It looks like the max level or something like that's going to be something like 20 or 30.
Okay.
It's your basic mob style shooter. It's third person. The shooting's good. It's fun. Like it a lot. My only problem with it is that most third-person shooters nowadays are not just cover and maneuver, look over the shoulder. They do have shoulder switch, but a lot of them, like Metal Gear Solid, games like that, you can go prone, you can crouch, you can do all those kind of things. And in this one, it's you're either standing up like a dummy just waiting to get shot, or you're just moving from cover to cover. So there's no dynamics that should be there with a lot of the third-person shooters.
Yeah. No, I thought it was pretty cool. It's more tactical. It was pretty cool. I had a great first impression. Played, I think I got 15 hours into the game, so I'm pretty excited about it. So what did you think about the graphics on PS4, man? I thought it was pretty impressive.
They looked very good. One of our members, Voz, said it looks almost exactly like a lot of the buildings in New York City. He lives in New York City, so he's there every day,
Yeah.
So I would say that's a pretty good source of how the game's going to look.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, the texturing looked really nice. Looking at the floor, looking at the snow, when storms would blow in, yeah, they did a really good job, and I can only assume it's pushing the PS4 to its max, but I don't know. It looks so good. Comparable to PC, but that's getting into much higher definition. But so cooperative online, I had a lot of fun teaming up with you and a few other members.
The whole game's based around cooperative. So basically anything in the game, the entire game is designed just so you can play with your buddies, which is something that I feel like is really important in a game, especially with today's world. I mean, I'm a social gamer. I want to play with people. I don't want to sit around and play by myself. So a lot of these open world games that have come out, most of them are so big you can't, don't have a lot of online capabilities. But this game has made it so that you can team up with 4 of your buddies and play. Not to mention playing in the dark zone, which is kind of what's going on right now. Yeah. It's really contributing to the hype, I think, that a lot of people are looking forward to this game simply because you can play with your buddies.
Yeah. Well, you were able to help me out. I mean, I started up, I was a few levels behind you, a few hours behind you, and you were able to help me out and level me up so we can go to the dark zone and do some other missions. So.
Yeah, and that seems like really the end game of the entire thing is get to the dark zone, and then in the dark zone you do the things like loot, and people will, try and take your loot from you, and you'll get all mad at them and stuff, so... Yeah.
Well, speaking of loot, looting, I've played some similar games like that where crafting and so forth. Do you think that there's going to be some, or have you read something about crafting and looting and possibly getting a little bit more in depth than what the beta is showing?
Yeah, it looks very simplistic, like we were saying, though. It's, pick up gear and then break down gear and then find little electronic pieces and put stuff together. And then there's also, like, little Easter eggs, like right up here, you're about to, see, I'm about to find a drone and I'm going to shoot it off the wall, and it's just, I guess, like one of the Easter eggs of the game. They're also talking about closing doors, too, and there's some things where you close the door and get an achievement and those kind of silly things.
Yeah, wasn't there somebody that how many car doors were closed during the beta?
There's some kind of statistic on everybody that found it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And in the environment, let's talk about, you talk about closing doors, but how many are there? How big is this going to be? Is this like Grand Theft Auto big, or what's...
I've seen it put to scale to some of the bigger maps like Fallout and Grand Theft Auto, and it's really not that big as much as people are making it out to be. And the other problem with it is we're seeing something very typical of these type of games where they put in a ton of buildings and then they don't make any of those buildings accessible. Some of them were accessible, and you'll see different levels of accessibility, through the genre of these games. Mm-hmm. Grand Theft Auto does an okay job with it. A lot of their buildings are accessible. But this one, it seems like you could walk into a store and pick up some electronics, and that's about it, which is really sad because you could get some really, really cool like house storming gameplay, mm-hmm. trying to storm an apartment building and stuff like that, which we saw some of in the beta. And the other thing that really scares me about the map size is that we've already seen 22% of it. That's basically 1/4 of the map. So we've already got to level 8. We've already played 1/4 of the entire map. I'm worried that we might be walking to a situation with Destiny where we think this is going to be a very large, long-lasting game. We get on and we play for 2 weeks, and we get to the Dark Zone, have all the best, guns in the game, and we're just like, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
So yeah. We'll see what happens with it, though.
Okay. Well, speaking of endgame, it looks like the Dark Zone is where it's going to be, like you mentioned earlier. And that's what's going to keep people motivated to keep coming back. What do you think?
Well, it seems like as far as endgame goes, it's not like you're gonna have a raid like in Destiny or something. A game like that. It seems like that it's gonna come down to a co-op PvP style. Zone where you basically go in, and this is where the best loot in the game is going to be. And so you're trying to earn points to buy it, you're trying to find it, get it dropped off of mob enemies, that kind of thing. And all at the same time, the other people that are in the Dark Zone can kill you and become rogue agents and basically steal your gear. And then once they have your gear, they have to extract it. But while they're trying to extract it, they're rogues. Mm-hmm. So, that basically means that no one is penalized for shooting at them. So that's kind of the system they have in place, and it looks like that's where the end game's going to be. It's going to be, finding the gear in the Dark Zone and, fighting other rogue agents. So. Okay.
And I saw you definitely, the customization for the weaponry seems to be pretty in-depth. Clothing, and even your base. I mean, there's lots to be customized here. So it sounds like it's going to be looting. It's going to be in the Dark Zone capturing and finding stuff. So
yeah, it does look like that. It looks like you're going to have each weapon's going to have a certain amount of parts that you can put on it. Looks like you're going to be able to build your own parts. You might be able to even build your own weapons. It looks like there's going to be, that safe zone that you have to build up. So you're going to have different stations that you go to and put all your experience points into. So we'll see. I'm interested to see what kind of co-op they have against mob enemies, because like I said, there's nothing like a raid, but we'll see if there's some kind of wave type of system where they just send waves of enemies at you at a fixed point and you have to guard it, or what kind of end game co-op ability they have besides the Dark Zone.
Okay. Well, definitely looking forward to it, and we get another taste of it tomorrow with a new mission. So we'll have to get some more footage up and share our thoughts and ideas from the latest. I wonder if they're going to open up a little bit more of that, more than just a quarter of the map size that's available. But, we'll see.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't expect it, because it is already basically 3% away from 1/4 of the map. So yeah. I wouldn't give anyone any more teas than they've already had. Otherwise, you'll just spoil the game.
Well, it's better than Battlefront. I hate to bring it up, but yeah.
Well, you technically, because they gave you that one map, you did play 1/4 of the entire maps in the
game. That's horrible. Which is, beta,
which is bad for that type of game.
Right. Well, awesome. Well, we'll just have to see. So we'll get some footage up, and awesome. Anything else to add?
Yeah, we'll probably be doing some kind of streaming on Friday night, maybe even some type of giveaway if we can get some people watching us play the Division. So
great, awesome. Yeah, that's right. We got some PSN gift cards to give away. So pretty cool.
We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave us a like. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks for stopping by.